Hey, everybody. Welcome. Welcome to the beta test of daily recovery support. You all know Matt Pappas from Beyond Your Past podcast and survivingmypast.net, the lifestyle blog for all trauma survivors and where you can go to read survivor stories. And anyway, he is one of probably the main person behind the scenes in all of this. So, who's helped build the site from square one, and who's been helping plan all of this. And I just I want to thank you guys for being here. I'm putting something over in the chat box right now so that you guys know I'm there we go. Okay, so we're going to be watching the chat messages. Why don't I just hand this over to Matt to say hello and say a few words, and then we're going to be reading your guys' questions, taking your feedback. This is basically the beta test for daily recovery support. We're going to be using a different platform, but wanted you guys to all be aware of, all of the details and what to expect from us in email and everything. So I'm going to hand this over to Matt for a few minutes, and I'll be in the chat box with you guys.
Cool. I am so excited to be here. This is so neat. This is something that we have been brainstorming about for quite a while now, and I'm super glad to be here. I'm glad to be part of this. I'm honored to not only be on the tech side, but to help lead these calls as we go out on this new venture of offering the support that we wish we probably would have had back early in our journey and at peak times in our journey. So I'm excited and honored to be here. I think it's going to be an amazing experience. And this is just, as you said, the trial run. We're getting the word out. We're utilizing YouTube. So everybody has this as a foundation and a reference that you can check out if you're considering joining, to learn more about me, obviously to learn more about Athena. If you're new to this channel and maybe you've just been invited to check out daily recovery support. So super glad that you're here. And we're going to take some time here over the next hour to just share the idea behind this, what the calls are going to be about, the expectations, what you can do to be best prepared, how you can join, when you can join, all that kind of good stuff, as far as making sure that you're signed up and ready to go. And so, yeah, Athena's watching the chat box, and we're definitely going on a little bit earlier than what we had anticipated, but, that's okay. Some things went down that caused us to have to go earlier, but, life happens. So we adapted. And that's part about being being a survivor, is learning to adapt and overcome. And that's what we've done. So we're glad that you're here, whether you're watching live or whether you're checking this out on a replay at any time. This is the information about daily recovery support. Of course, my name is Matt. I have been part of the survivor family for here online for about 2-3 years now, something like that. I had initially found this channel when I was right in the heart of my healing, trying to figure out what a survivor was, and if I was a survivor, and how I was a survivor, and why I was a survivor. And so I came across this channel and all the amazing videos, and I got hooked right away on the Twitter chats, and now with the YouTube chats, and coming up here, showing up each week, being a moderator, taking all your questions on the Monday night Q&As that Athena does, where so many amazing survivors show up and interact, and Athena answers their questions, and I am the moderator, so I take your questions and send them over to her. So I'm excited to be a part of this new venture, this new daily recovery support. I'm honored to be a part of this community, and I'm excited to get this rolling.
Thank you so much for mentioning that we're going on earlier. That was like one of the things I forgot to say. I wanted to let everybody know. I have been your, I will not say I have been your fearless leader. I have been your fearful and fearless leader for 3 or 4 years now, almost 4 years. And I kind of just show up and I do the best I can. And yesterday I was all about it. Yesterday during live Q&A last night, I said, you know what we'll do? Tomorrow when we do the beta run, we'll show up at the exact same time as we always do. We'll show up at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, because that's what time everybody's accustomed to. That will be amazing. Yes, yes, yes. And then I don't know what time it was last night, but it was kind of late. And I was like, oh no. Oh no, tomorrow's Tuesday. And normally I would be available at that time, but I am hosting a virtual event in the trauma survivor community coming up in June. And it's a pre-recorded event, and we're interviewing all of these experts. And today at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, just happens to be the time that we are pre-recording one of the interviews. So like Matt said, we pivoted. we we took what was coming at us, and we just changed course as quickly as possible. So many of you are probably, or could be, maybe like, well, perhaps irritated or disappointed. And it's natural if you're feeling disappointed or irritated, or perhaps, as though we, moved the finish line, moved the goalposts, changed the rules, ripped the rug out from underneath you. That was not the intention that we had. That was not my intention. It's completely my fault. I did not consult my calendar before telling you guys that I would be here at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. And I also told you that I would be sending you an email where you would receive all this information so you could show up today. And my day got away from me, and I didn't email you. So I didn't follow through with things I said I was going to do. And that can feel unsafe to a lot of survivors who are in recovery, which are 100% of the people that are here right now or possibly viewing this video. So it's definitely my humanness coming through, and was not my intention to rip the rug out from underneath anyone. I will follow through and send you all an email. I will let you know everything that's going on. And this will go smoother in the future.
Well, so far, considering how crazy it's been, it's actually not going too bad so far. So
Yeah.
I think we're doing okay. I mean, we had to pivot. We had some things come up. Life happens, but I think it was a good idea for us to come on here on YouTube rather than trying to send out an email quick and then trying to get everybody signed up for, a Zoom account real quick. I mean, that would have been a lot probably more stressful than just realizing that they can come and watch this video, more than once if they need to, or if they missed it, they can come back and check it out anytime. And so this will be some good evergreen content, so to speak, as we get daily recovery support underway. And yeah, for everybody who has signed up to be on the waiting list or to get more information about daily recovery support, you'll be getting an email likely tomorrow, which tomorrow would be Thursday, May 9th, with more information.
Wednesday.
Or what? Wait, Thursday? Wow. Okay. Wednesday. I don't know what day it is.
I'm like, oh my gosh, I have back-to-back clients on Thursday. I can't do it on Thursday either. Oh no, I'm flying out on Thursday night. What am I going to do?
That's Wednesday. Holy crap.
Right? I know. So I think it's
May 9th, whatever that is.
I think Wednesday I'm gonna send an email. I know I'm not good at emailing you guys. I have thousands of you on an email list somewhere, and I've never really taken the opportunity to keep in touch with you on email. It's sort of like the way I show up in your lives is on video. And I think maybe I have some fear attached to coming through in your inbox. And I could be projecting all of my junk onto you guys, right? Like, this is part of being in recovery. So this is a good conversation to have. So I receive emails from people, you guys, and I'm in recovery just like you from trauma. And one of the traumatizing things that happens to me is that I receive emails from people that I don't know, and I don't know how I got on their list, and they try to like sell me things, or they send me inappropriate messages. And so like email in and of itself is kind of traumatizing for me. Like, it's not for everybody. I mean, Matt will send me an email, my team members, my volunteers, my interns, like they all send me emails, and I'm super excited to receive them. And the people I sign up to be like, read their blog, I love getting those emails. And I have, mentors in my life and I love getting their emails. But for some reason, I have this thing where I have a fear that if you all receive emails from me, you're going to be like, why is she sending me an email? And I think that's because I did send out a couple of emails to you guys before, like just to say like, thank you for, being a part of this community. And I received some vitriol. I received some hate. Do you ever receive hate, Matt? Do you ever get vitriol? Like when you send out emails to people, do you ever get like weird emails from people that are like, why are you emailing me? And like, you're the worst person on the planet. And I don't know. Does that ever happen to you?
I mean, I'm not the best at emailing either because like I do so much of my work on social media and that kind of stuff. So when I do email, I mean, I have gotten, some not so nice comments from time to time. But I do it much less infrequently than I quote unquote should. Um, you know, to stay in touch that way. So I do get some nasty grams from time to time, not so much about the email as so much as, they don't agree with something that I sent out, or maybe they don't like the approach or whatever. So it happens. It's part of life. And, sometimes some things don't resonate with some people, and that's okay.
Yeah. I'm committed though. I'm committed to getting better at emailing you guys.
But yeah,
So,
this is a
so
great first step to do that, right?
I think it is. I think it is. I'm taking inspired action, and that's what it's all about, is taking inspired action. So, right now, if you're here listening to this because you are a trauma survivor, or you know someone who is a trauma survivor, and you are looking to recover from trauma, to heal from trauma, and to meet other people who may be also healing from trauma. So I think it'd be good if we talked about some like ground rules of what the calls are going to be like now that we've been online now for about, I don't know, 10 to 12 minutes. Where I think people are starting to, show up. And I would like for you guys to know that, this isn't going to be a 12-step program, but it will feel similar to support groups if you've ever been a part of a support group or a 12-step program. And the way that it will feel similar is that it will be anonymous. We don't talk about, what is it? The first rule about Fight Club is that you don't talk about Fight Club. The second rule about Fight Club is you don't talk about Fight Club. I mean, I think that's how it goes, but
Pretty much.
yeah. I mean, if you're here, great. If you show up to these calls, they're not all going to be on YouTube, by the way. Like, we're setting up an entire platform that's secure and it's private and anonymous. But you will show up and your anonymity will be respected. Yes, your information will probably be shown like in the chat box like it is now, where up there I posted something and it says that it's me. But it will be an anonymous place, a safe place for you to come. And we're just going to have candid discussions about creating a healthy lifestyle after trauma. That's the only goal of these calls, is to help people create a healthy lifestyle after they've experienced trauma. So it'll be confidential. Confidentiality will be respected at all times. Otherwise, you'll be kicked out. We don't have any room for people that aren't going to follow the guidelines. There are going to be very few guidelines, but if you can't follow a few guidelines, you're not welcome here. So sorry, not sorry. And it will be a place where you don't come here if you're in crisis. If you're experiencing suicidal ideation, you're in crisis, you're thinking of harming yourself or others, this is definitely not the place for you. You need to reach out and get professional support. This is not professional help. This is not professional medical help. This is not professional mental health care. This is going to be a place where it is peer-led support. Yes, we are helping professionals, but we are showing up here and we are leading a group of peers who are all supporting one another. And We will be producing lots and lots and lots of resources, audio content, video content, written content that will all be available to the members of this community. So again, this is a YouTube video, but it's a YouTube video to let everybody know what's going on a private server somewhere else. So if you are interested in receiving information about joining this community and receiving daily recovery support, you've experienced trauma, you or someone you know who may be healing from trauma, and you're going to go to cptsdfoundation.org. And I'll put that in the chat box right now. Matt, why don't you tell everyone about how we're opening this up to other helping professionals and care providers that would like to come and lead a call and support people in their area of expertise.
Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, so as Athena said, this is peer-led support. I mean, we are both trauma-informed and certified coaches, but we are here leading um, this effort to really just give you, the survivor, a place to come every single day on a very safe, or in a very safe atmosphere, in a secure platform where you can come and share and know that your voice is heard and know that it's validated and of course anonymous, as she mentioned. And as far as other, like, we are actively right now reaching out to incredible helping professionals and people who are clinicians and coaches and advocates and authors and speakers and people who are using their talents, their gifts, their life's work to really help people of all walks of life all over the world overcome trauma. And that's what CPTSD Foundation is all about. That's what these calls are all about. So we are in the process of hand selecting um, various professionals who are going to come on and take turns, just kind of coming on periodically to lead a call one of the, on a particular day. It may be something along the lines of a particular skill set that they teach or encourage. It could be part of their program that they use. And, everybody that comes on, they're coming here to support you and help you. They're not here to sell you anything. We're not going to ask you to buy anything during the calls. This is all about giving you practical tools you can use every single day of your life as a survivor to help you in your healing journey. So the people that we are bringing on are going to be obviously trauma informed people who are doing similar things that Athena and I are doing, and obviously all different avenues, but they will be here either in addition to or in place of us on the calls, teaching and sharing, giving you skills and information to help you every day. So everybody will be safe. They will be screened. They are professionals. They are probably a lot of them that we get on here, you may even know from reading a book or doing one of their courses or seeing some of their videos. So as we get more of those lined up, you'll learn more if you're on the mailing list. So you definitely want to do that by going over to cptsdfoundation.org, clicking on the contact button or link at the top there, and you can fill out the form and let us know that you're interested in joining. Or if you have questions that we can answer, there'll be a page going up on that site very shortly. So depending on when you're seeing this, it'll obviously already be up there. It'll be a link up at the top that you can go and sign up directly to join CPTSD Foundation's daily calls like we are talking about here. So we'll get to that in a minute, but just to let everybody know that we are going to be bringing on some incredible people, just people who have dedicated their lives to helping trauma survivors, people who are survivors themselves, which I think is super important. So that's the basis of that. And of course, most of I won't say most of the time, but a good portion of the time, the daily calls will be Athena and I teaming up, coming at you, and joining you on these calls. And we will be sharing different topics, different types of information, different skills. We'll also be taking your questions. So I'll let Athena talk about that more as to how you can submit content and questions and requests for us to discuss certain things on the calls every day?
Yeah. I just had an epiphany too, like while you were talking and while I was typing out to everyone, like right here, I guess you can't see it. I'm trying to touch it on the screen and it won't touch it on the screen because it just won't. But I think maybe like this screen share that I'm sharing with you guys right now, where it says candid discussions about creating a healthy lifestyle after trauma. I almost feel like we should include the words trauma informed. So again, we're building the plane while we're flying it.
Oh
So
man, don't go there again.
I know, right? I'm building this plane while I'm flying it, you guys. So, or as Matt says, we're gonna like build the train while we fly the car. We're building the train while we fly the car. So where it's right below the word live, I think where it says candid discussions, I think I might change it to trauma informed discussions. But then we're using the word trauma twice, and then that would be redundant.
Yeah, I mean, I like candid discussions because it's very, I mean, it
Yeah.
basically like, the logo we have now just really fits. I mean, these are open, discussions, candid discussions about, tough subjects and, things that people struggle with every day. So, I mean, I think it's a really, really, just an amazing thing that we're doing right here. And I'm so excited to be able to join everybody every day and have these types of discussions and brainstorm ideas and provide tools and support. I mean, literally every day of the year. I mean, it's a monumental undertaking, but it's so needed. And it's something that if I had had this when I first started my healing journey, I think it would have helped me heal even quicker than, I think I did. So I think it's going to be just an incredible resource for so many people. Something where you can literally, once you sign up, you can literally join us every single day. You can join us live. If you can't join us live, there'll be replays available that you can listen to. I mean, just all kinds of good stuff that we'll get into.
Yeah. We were talking off the air about just what the next level of this is going to be. I've been, I guess I want to share just a little bit with you guys, like how I came to this situation where I wanted to start offering things daily. Um, it was in 2013. I was having a really, really, really hard time with some things going on in my personal life. Um, I'm 45 years old, and so I have adult children. I have one adult son, and he's married. And my husband doesn't have children, but my one adult son was serving our country in the Marine Corps, and he was being deployed to another country unexpectedly. It was not something I was looking forward to. And it might not sound like it to someone listening right now, but it was very traumatizing for me because not only was he my only child, but I was a single mom and we had spent every day of our lives together for 17 years until he enlisted in the Marine Corps during a time of war. At which point, by the way, that was a surprise that he even enlisted because he turned down an academic scholarship to the college of his choice and decided that he was going to enlist. And so here he was. He had already been in for a few years. He had contracted meningitis, almost died, didn't die, and wasn't supposed to be deployed. Well, he was on his way home for his birthday, but my phone rang instead, and he said, "I'm not coming home. I'm deploying." And I was not okay. This call happened in October, right before his birthday. The next few months were kind of a blur. I'm not joking when I tell you that Christmas was me putting a piece of paper on the wall shaped like a tree. And I sort of floated through the days. Like I wasn't really fully present in my body. I didn't really know what was going on. I was not okay, and decided I'd reach out to get professional help. And I had already done EMDR and therapy and trauma therapy and counseling. And, back in 2006, 7, 8, I stayed in group, through 2009, 10, 11. I thought, you know what? I did so good. I'm done with that, but I wasn't okay. And so I reached out and got professional help. And then I decided that I would start doing some research online about childhood sexual abuse and complex trauma and the effects on the brain and the body. And came across a Twitter chat, and everyone in the Twitter chat was like, why can't we do this every day? Why is this only once a week? And so we started a YouTube channel, this one here. We started this YouTube channel and started these Facebook groups where we started funneling people in from Twitter and YouTube over to go heal together 24/7, 365. You always have access to someone. There's usually someone always in the group. Not guaranteed, of course. And it's just peer support. It's free. But it was a magical land of healing for me to have that daily support of other people who had lived through what I had lived through. And I have been wanting to do something like this where I offer premium content. I have a place to come. I have an outlet for all of the knowledge and the experience that I've been through in the last 17, almost 18 years of my healing journey. I want a place to put all of that. I want to have a place to put my brain dump every day. I want a place to put my artwork, my music, my thoughts, my poetry, my needs, my fears. I want a place to pour it all out, and I want it to help other people. And I have been sort of on this research kick. And it's not technically research, you guys. I mean, a lot of you guys know this, but when you research something and then you get published in a medical journal, you are the researcher. There are people who they dedicate their entire lives to researching. They search for things online and then they compile it and then they publish a paper, which hopefully gets published in a medical journal. So what I'm finding when I'm doing research over the past several years is I'm kind of doing re-research. I'm re-researching things. I'm searching initially for something that I'm interested in, like the devastating after effects on the brain or the physical body of if you experience emotional trauma, emotional pain, verbal abuse, emotional abuse, psychological abuse, and how those invisible things affect you visibly and physically in your body and in your brain. Those are things I'm very interested in. Well, I started doing that type of research and I started talking about it online on this YouTube channel, and I haven't stopped. And I've been doing it for years and years and years. And every single week, more people say, why aren't more people talking about this? And so I decided I'm going to start a foundation. I'm going to start a foundation and I'm going to have volunteers and interns and researchers, and we're going to research things. We're going to search and research and re-research. And then maybe we'll find someone who's actually in the middle of a doctorate study or something. And then they get published in a medical journal. And then it can actually be like only research and not re-research. But regardless of what it is that you receive on this website at where I've started this foundation, cptsdfoundation.org, just know that you are receiving information that has not only helped, like, I don't know, thousands of people on this YouTube channel. There are 4,000 of you here on this YouTube channel. But it's also helped me personally, and it's helped my private clients. And I'm excited to be able to invite you guys along on this journey and have a place to come every single day, not just on Facebook. Not that there's anything wrong with just being on Facebook. I don't mean it that way. Being on Facebook in a group with hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of other people who have lived your truth is a magical place of healing. But these calls are a place for you to hear another person's voice, to experience them live with you. They see you. You'll have an opportunity to speak up. People won't be cross-talking and speaking over one another. That will not be allowed, or they'll be deleted and hung up on and they won't be able to come back. But you'll have a chance for your voice to be heard, and you'll have a chance to hear someone else's voice, either mine or Matt's or another practitioner's or another advocate or someone you know who has experienced complex trauma and is looking to heal and wanting to adopt recovery as a lifestyle and create a healthy lifestyle after their trauma. So that's a little bit about me and why I started this foundation. It's completely donor supported, just so you know. And when I say donor supported, up until this point, I have a handful of people who have sent me a few $100s over the past 4 years. Um, that's about to change because I have recently come across an amazing human who happens to be a grant writer and who knows how to help me file my articles of incorporation with the government, the federal government, as well as the state. And I will be filing as a 501c3 nonprofit organization where I will actually have the ability to grant anyone who wants to donate. Their donations would be tax deductible. So that sort of changes the game, right? That changes things, and that means that I get to search for employees and people, and the interns might actually get paid someday instead of just volunteering. And it means that we'll be sustained for a longer period of time, not just until I am able to float everything myself. So, up until now, my private clients that I see one-on-one, who are all trauma survivors, adult survivors of childhood trauma, they have funded the work I'm doing here with you guys. And like I said, a handful of others who have sent me a few $100s over the years. But it's exciting to know that this is a needed resource, and that people are willing to donate and they're willing to pay a monthly subscription to show up. $20 a month is so affordable. It's not for everyone. Not everyone can afford $20 a month. There are those of you out there who wouldn't even be able to afford $1 a month because you're in a terrible place and you're in need. And that is why I want to be able to consider scholarships on a case-by-case basis. So, Matt, what else should we share with everyone on like how the calls are going to go? I talked about anonymity and confidentiality. I talked about not cross-talking. This is not a religious organization. I think we should talk about that. There will be a spiritual element to the work that we're doing, right, Matt? But this is not a religious organization. I think we need to specify that, you know, spirituality is welcome, but discussing certain or religious doctrine could be triggering for some people that are here.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it is. Um, Give me 1 second here. I'm getting a bit of an echo, so I want to make sure I fix that. There we go. Okay, good. Um, so yeah, I mean, spirituality is something that is part of so many of our lives, but there are a lot of survivors who have experienced all types of religious abuse, ritual abuse, all types of horrific things. And so for those people, we always want to be respectful of those survivors as well. So, while we may mention prayer or God or things of that nature, and it's not going to be a spiritually led type of daily support, but obviously we are respectful of those who are very spiritual and those who aren't. So there may be some topics that go down that road a little bit. Perhaps there may be some speakers who use spirituality, and we will make sure that we let everybody know ahead of time when those speakers are. But yeah, this is really just a place where you can come and share and feel welcome and know that your voice is going to be heard, regardless of whether you believe in a higher power and whatever that is or not. There's no judgment here. There's no shame. And we want everybody to respect each other with their comments, because you're right. There's a zero tolerance for any type of snide remarks, bullying, belittling other people, that kind of thing. I mean, we don't tolerate that. If we see it, you're gone, because we want everybody to feel safe. And the last thing we need is to have people come and feel unsafe because there's somebody who is treating them poorly or doesn't agree and starts belittling their comments and whatnot. So, as you mentioned, this is going to be an interactive thing where you'll be able to send us your topics if you want through an email, so we can discuss them on a future show. And we would love to get your feedback. And it's an interactive experience, well, where during the daily calls, you'll have the opportunity to share your thoughts, ask questions, have us address them, carry on a conversation in the chat box, similar to what you're doing right now, and how you do it every Monday on the live Q&A. So it's going to be just an amazing experience. We did get a question about international call-in numbers in the chat box. I want to bring that up for anybody who's maybe watching and not, or listening and not really watching the chat
Oh,
box.
I'm not able to see it. I'm trying to find the chat box. For some reason I have it open, but I don't see any comments.
Oh no, there's a whole bunch of them in there right now. I'm
I
scrolling
don't
up and down.
Oh my goodness, I don't see them. I'm so sorry, you guys. All it says is that there's a guy named Nick M here. But that's all I see.
Oh, that's weird. I don't know. No, I mean there. Let's see. Shannon's here. Rhonda, Kira, Declan.
No way. No way. I would
Yeah.
have said hello.
Yeah. So everybody. So if you're listening,
Ah,
Athena can't see the chat box right now, but she says hello. But
oh
in any
my
event, yeah. So
God.
we had a question about the international numbers. So when we set up the platform, which will be ready probably within the next day or so, well, obviously, by the 9th, you will have the opportunity to have different call-in numbers. So for our UK friends, those who are in other countries, there are a plethora of numbers that you can call in that won't cost you an arm and a leg to make like an international call. So
No, you can call in for free.
yep,
Even if you have
absolutely.
to just click something on your computer, you can at least attend for free.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, yeah. You can join these calls. You'll be able to join them through your computer. You can join them on the app on your smartphone. You can call in on your landline or your cell phone, and there'll be international numbers available for probably just about everybody. So don't worry about that. And we will make sure that we have some times, squared away so we know how to make sure that our friends in the UK and in other areas who are not in the US time zones have the best opportunity to join us on a regular basis. So be sure and
Yeah.
go over to cptsdfoundation.org and let us know if you're not already signed up to be notified when we launch. You want to do that ASAP. If we've already launched and you're interested in joining, there'll be links on the website there where you can sign up right on the website, or you can contact us with questions, and we will email you information about how to join, how to get the app on your phone, the times that'll be available, all that good stuff. So all that's in the works. But for right now, as we are recording this initially, um, you know, we want to make sure everybody knows that there will absolutely be ways for you to call in, even if you're not in the US.
Yes. Should I share, Matt? I think I should share with everyone about the different time zones and kind of like my tentative plan on that.
Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. So for the first month from May 15th to June 15th, these calls are going to begin. It's $20 a month. If you sign up before May 15th, it's $20 a month. Or I think it's like if you sign up between now and June 15th, like it's going to be $20 a month. I'm pretty sure. And then on June 15th is when it goes up to $50 a month. So we want to reward everyone that's been with us for years. I know that some of you have seriously been around since day one. Like the day we started the YouTube channel, you've been here. You've been here the whole time, and you're in the Facebook groups, and I receive your emails and your voicemails and your care packages in the mail. And some of you listening right now are the ones that have supported and floated this project financially from like day one. You're among the handful who have sent me a few $100s over the years. So thank you for believing in me and my crazy vision to want to provide daily support to people. Um, I want to talk about time zones is what I want to talk about. So between now and June 15th, we're probably only going to have about one call a day. Um, there might be more than one call a day. Like I might just decide to pop on to YouTube and do what I'm doing right now and just tell people about it and just share like, oh my goodness, I just had the greatest call, you guys. It was amazing. And it's all anonymous. And these are the things we talked about. And it was incredible. And I hope this somehow helps you and whatever. But after June 15th, there will be flexibility. There will be flexibility. I want to make calls available to those of you who are in London, you're in Paris, you're in Sweden, you're in Italy, you're in Portugal, you're in Spain, you're in Abu Dhabi, you're in Cape Town, South Africa, you're in Asia. I want there to be calls that are live, a place for you to come and interact and actually, be seen, not seen visually, obviously, but you type your words into the chat box and then you will have someone, connect back with you. I do believe that the power of human connection is what helps us heal at an exponential rate. There are few things in the world that are more powerful than human connection. I believe, and this could feel naive to some of you, but I do feel that so much of what is going on in the world with our addiction to self-harm or alcohol or drugs or food or video games or social media or whatever, these things that we do compulsively, I believe that the thing that will help that the most is human connection. I know that as trauma survivors, our instinct is to isolate, and we feel that isolation is safe. We feel that if we just stay to ourselves and we don't reach out, then we can't be hurt. And no one can hurt us. We'll be safe if we just keep to ourselves. But I believe that that's a lie. I believe that we have been buying into that lie for a really, really, really long time. And I have proof that it's a lie and that there is healing and power when we reach out to other humans and we connect and we share an experience with someone, whether that be something we've survived, something we've lived through, something we've tasted or heard or seen or touched, and we talk about it and we share our experience. I believe that there is such power, such healing in that I know that this crazy idea of providing these live calls 365 days a year, I think what Matt said, it's a monumental undertaking. That's like the understatement of the century. Like, I think both of us know that we're pretty crazy to want to
Yeah, we are. We are.
to show up 365 days a year and do life with you guys. But there aren't many other people on the planet that I would rather do life with. I mean, I love doing life with my husband, but he's at work most of the day and I'm working most of the day, and I don't know. This community has been life-saving for me and definitely life-changing. And I can't wait to have that become real for a lot of people, and for them to have a place to come and to connect, like actually hear a voice speaking directly to them. Like, I see you, I hear you, you matter. I think there's power in that. And I just can't wait. I can't wait to share that with everybody.
I know, right? Yeah, it's going to be amazing. I've been interacting in the chat box, answering questions.
Okay, you guys, I'm going to log on right now. I'm going to log on to YouTube on my phone, and it's probably going to be like super loud. So I'm going to have to mute my microphone or something. Hold on. I'm going to log on to YouTube on my phone. And it's probably going to be like super loud. So I'm going to have to mute my microphone or something. Oh, come on now. Hold on.
I did the same thing earlier when I brought up the other window. I'm like, oh, wait, mute quick.
Probably going to be like super loud. So I'm going to have to mute my microphone or something.
That's so great. I love it. I did the same thing earlier when I brought up the other window. I'm like, oh, wow, it's like I just went back in time on myself. Holy crap.
Okay. I have to stop this. Like, this is insanity. So I tried to mute the video, you guys, so that I could talk to you on YouTube, but it wouldn't let me. So,
that's good. Everybody knows that you're there, and I'm answering the questions as they come along.
but I never get to see
the joys of live video.
Oh my gosh. I never get to see everyone. So like to see everyone would be awesome. Let me see if I click here, what will that do? Oh, that's definitely not it. I'm clicking the thing that says chat. It says group chat, but all it is me from the very beginning saying, hey, everyone, please read the video description if you're here for the beta test of daily recovery support.
Yeah, and I thought that you were replying earlier in the chat box. I mean, I thought.
All I did was type into my little thing that, and I put thank you, CPTSDfoundation.org if you would like more information about joining this healing community for as little as $20 per month. We're glad you have chosen to be here. And then I wrote trauma-informed daily recovery support, 365 days per year. And that was like, you know what? Maybe we should switch it to trauma-informed support. But I don't see anybody else. It's like just all it says is there's this person named Nick M. And it says that like it's next to your logo. So I don't know who Nick M is, but he's pretending to be you.
I don't know, but I'm typing and it's me. So who knows what kind of screwy stuff YouTube's doing, but I got the chat box squared away. So far it's all good. So yeah, just to remind everybody, if you've already sent an email to Lisa at cptsdfoundation.org and told her that you wanted to be included in all the information, you will be getting an email within the next, this week, letting you know the information on how to join and all that kind of good stuff. So stay tuned for that. Watch your email. And if you haven't, or if you're watching this later, head over to cptsdfoundation.org, check out the daily recovery support tab, get all the information there. You can sign up right there on the website. If you have a question, you can contact us. If you want to send us some topic suggestions or give us some feedback, we always welcome that. And yeah, I mean, this is going to be all about providing the support for you and Athena and I and the special guests joining on a regular basis, giving you guys tools and information, just sharing, answering questions, providing a safe place for you to come and hang out and get the support that you want, that you deserve, and that we are happy to be on this journey with you and provide. So, yep. So Shannon just said that she had sent an email yesterday, so that's no problem at all. And we got some comments that your voice sounds a bit more radio like than usual, Athena. So
mine?
Yes,
Mine?
yours. So maybe it's the mic you're using or something. I don't know. No, it's good. It's just people said that it sounds a bit more radio like than usual.
Okay, wait. Let's ask it. So when you say that it's more radio quality, is it a compliment, you guys, or is it like you feel like I'm changing into a different person and it's triggering for you? Like, please specify. Please
Rhonda
specify.
says this is great, so I think you're okay. And I mean, having a radio voice, I think, is always a compliment. So I think you're probably safe.
Okay, that's true. Oh, you know how people say I have a face for radio. Like when they say I have a face for radio, they're trying to use self-deprecating humor, saying that they're not attractive.
Let's see. Shannon says I like it. Rhonda says you sound wonderful. That you sound very warm, as in very comforting. I'm assuming is what that meant.
I'm so glad. Oh my goodness. I do have my microphone in a different spot than I normally do, you guys. That might be what it is.
It probably is, because normally you're on Monday nights, you're sitting back like, in your chair, and the computers or the mic's a bit further away, I think. So that's probably what it is.
Yeah. I think that's and you know what it is too, is I'm sitting right next to the microphone. I'm sitting much closer to the microphone, which is how I'm going to be doing these calls, you guys. They'll sound like this, but when I'm doing the videos, I think I'm sitting farther back and I think I'm projecting. So like if I were to go like this, like I'm way back here and I'm talking to you guys
That's how it sounds on Monday nights, just like that.
from way back here.
Yes.
Okay. Well, this is what my voice is going to sound like on the daily recovery support calls. It's going to sound a little bit more like I don't need to project across the room, perhaps.
Yeah, yeah, and I know sometimes people tell me, when they hear me do a podcast that my voice sounds different on the podcast than it does in real life, and it's mainly because of the microphone. So, rest assured, it is Athena talking. This is me talking, and this will sound very similar, if not the same, as what the Zoom calls will be on a daily basis once we start those. So yeah, just so everybody knows that it is us for sure. It's just a different setup in the mics and hopefully a bit more clear. And just kind of yeah, radio like, why not, right? So
Yeah. I want to I hear a little bit of an echo. I wonder why that is. That's strange.
I don't hear it now. I heard it earlier, but I don't hear it now.
Okay. So you guys, I know that a lot of you are really familiar with 12-step programs, and I did not personally have great success with 12-step programs. I don't think I was in a place in my life where I was uh, ready to attend meetings on a regular basis and connect with other people. I was still in that place where I really wanted to isolate, and being around other people didn't feel safe to me. But I do want to say this. The 12-step program that I did attend, it sort of started my healing journey. I came to the place where I was like, I think I need help. I don't think I can do this on my own. I think I need the help of other people. And I went, but you guys understand this. Like, you guys are all going to be nodding right now, like, yes, that's so me. I went to this 12-step meeting, and some of the people in the room reminded me of my abusers and my enablers. And what I know now to be an emotional flashback or a trigger is exactly what I was experiencing when I went to the 12-step meeting. Like, it was 18 years ago. I take that back. So 18 years ago, here I was sitting in this 12-step meeting and just desperate to heal. But I was being triggered and thrown into what I now know to be an emotional flashback by the unsuspecting people that were also there in need of support. And rather than muscle my way through it in a radical act of self-care, I stopped going to these 12-step meetings. But I will tell you this. The model that they share of confidentiality is one that I respect greatly and that I value greatly. And the rule of no cross-talking and being always respectful of other members is one that I value and I respect. And I would like to adopt those as best practices for daily recovery support. And I do also appreciate the fact that they don't force everyone in the room to adopt the same religious or spiritual principles that they personally adopt. And while you guys know me, if many of you have been around, you've known me since 2014, and you know that I'm a woman of faith. And you also know that a huge portion of the trauma survivor community, they're a part of this community because they were abused in the church. They were either sexually abused in the church, they were told one thing about God, and then once they came to trust this person or this being or this idea of God, then that was used against them and used to manipulate them. into acting a certain way, being a certain way, and ended up um, facilitating or enabling or perpetuating the abuse that our community members have endured, which is the only reason why I want to invite anyone of any faith or people of no faith whatsoever to receive daily recovery support in a safe environment and not have anything shoved down their throat and not forced to participate or practice any type of religious or spiritual disciplines that other people have deemed safe in their life. Because while I love God and I love having God in my life, I know that other people do not feel the same. And what I want to use as an example so that anyone asking will fully understand what I'm talking about. Let's say that I love chocolate. I love having chocolate in my life. I love what chocolate does for me. Chocolate is one of my most favorite things, and I love to have chocolate in my life every single day because chocolate is amazing. Some people out there are allergic to chocolate. Some people break out on their cheeks or their chin if they eat chocolate. Some people can't sleep at night if they eat chocolate because chocolate has caffeine in it. Some people just don't like the taste of chocolate. Some people had a bad experience with chocolate. And who am I to deny all of those people who may have issues with chocolate the support that they deserve to heal? So I hope that clarifies why I am leading these calls and why I have started this foundation in the way that I have, with no particular religious foundation. Yes, I'm a woman of faith. Yes, I love God. Yes, I have a personal relationship with who I believe to be God's son, Jesus. And yes, my faith has helped me in my recovery. That it would be short-sighted on my part to assume that that is going to be the case for every single survivor of trauma. And it is not my job to force other people to believe the things that I believe. I feel that it is my job to provide a safe place for others to come and heal and to be seen and to be heard and to be told that they matter and that they are safe. So I've talked with Matt about this at length. He and I both share the same sentiment in that we want to invite people to adopt any spiritual principles that they believe, but to always be respectful of others and not speak of particular or specific doctrine or beliefs, and not pathologize others, give advice to others. Giving advice to others and pathologizing others and calling names or cross-talking or trying to fix everybody else's problems, that's not going to be allowed on these calls. You need to always be there for you and for you only, and not for someone else. And I hope that is something that everyone understands. I know I'm leaving some things out, Matt. I'm going to sit here and think for a couple minutes, perhaps, on anything that I might have left out. But please just maybe share some closing thoughts or some thoughts that you wanted to share with everyone about, your intentions or your beliefs around how we're going to be leading these calls every day.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we have a couple minutes here yet, so we want to make sure that we're respectful of everybody's time. Whether you're watching this live for the first time or if you're watching it and or listening a month, a year, 5 years from now, and you're wondering what this is all about, we're glad that you're here. This is the initial informational session. This has been the initial session of just giving everybody kind of the 411 on what the daily recovery support calls are going to be about. And it's going to be these daily calls where we are going to be providing a safe place for people to come, survivors to come and get support, on all different types of topics surrounding your survivor journey, led by Athena and myself, by other guest advocates, clinicians, coaches, um, people who have dedicated their lives to working with trauma survivors and giving them the hope and the skills that they need to go through daily life. And the thing that we have always wanted to do for or to have for ourselves in our own life too. So we're looking forward to this experience. Be sure and head over to cptsdfoundation.org. If you have questions, you can use the contact form. There's information on the daily recovery support tab that you can check out if you want to sign up right away. As Athena said, the initial launch is $20 a month, and you're locked in for as long as you stay, a member here with us. After that, the price will go up. So, but it's always going to be as affordable as possible. We're going to do our best to accommodate as many time zones as we can with calls. And after mid-June, we will definitely be having more than one call per day to make sure that we can get people who are in the UK and other areas around those similar time zones a good time to call in, and then still do an evening type of call, most likely for those who are in the Eastern, Pacific, Mountain types of time zone and stuff. So again, it'll be something where you can contribute not only during the calls with questions and comments. It'll also be a place where you can send in your suggestions through email. We're always open to your ideas and your thoughts, your constructive critique. No nastygrams, please, if possible. But
Yeah.
but other than that, I mean, I think it's been great. We had some good questions in the chat box. I'm glad that we were able to do this on YouTube. I think it was a great idea on your part to come live here rather than try and throw everything together, at the last minute on a Zoom platform for this. So this will be great content. So I think unless Athena, you have something else, we want to make sure that we let everybody know. Invite those who you think would be would find benefit in these daily calls. Have them check out this video to learn more. Head over to the website to learn more about the calls and what they're about. And it's our goal to reach as many as possible on a daily basis with a message of hope, of encouragement, of inspiring you and giving you the tools, the support, and the encouragement that you need in your daily life to make the best or to make the most out of your survivor journey.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Matt. That's perfectly said. Just one last thing. I know what I meant to say earlier regarding the content of the calls is at first there'll be calls, that are very interactive. And then after that, it will go up to more than one call a day and they'll be very interactive. And then after that, the goal would be, to have perhaps, a weekly or a daily meditation call. And that would be something where, it would just be there would be someone leading the meditation. It would be like guided and, focusing on attitude or focusing on, certain areas of your life. And if meditation or prayer is something that you're looking for. And then, we're just going to continually be adding to all of the things that we're offering. And we're just so excited that you're along for this journey. So, as Matt said, please do share the website information, cptsdfoundation.org, with anyone who may be healing from trauma. And we value each and every one of you. And I'm so excited that you chose to be here today. So thanks for all your support. I will be sending an email, I promise. Okay.
Yeah.
Bye, everybody.
Yep. Have a great night. Have a great night, everyone. We'll see you soon on the calls.